Back to Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List. I am Kyle Hawk, and I am joined today by Dave Adams of Alpine Maintenance Group. And we're here today talking about air duct cleaning, and we were just discussing some of the health benefits and the methods used when it comes to getting your ductwork cleaned out, and even learning that it could save you a few bucks on your energy bill along the way. Right now, though, I want to ask you how often I should consider having my air ducts cleaned out, because it sounds like it's obviously an important task. How often does it need to happen?
Well, it might seem like a crazy answer, but what I tell people is anywhere from once a year to never. So we have some families with young kids with severe allergies, with 2 cats, 3 cats in the house, 2 dogs, and they're not the best housekeepers. Sometimes we have to clean those homes once a year.
Okay.
If it's a new home and if the builder took the care to keep the ducts, the registers covered and didn't use the furnace during the construction process, you might not have a problem. You might never need to clean it. The guideline for residential properties is inspect it every 3 years and clean every 3 to 5 years.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. If it is time to have that job done on my home, I make the call to Alpine Group. You guys come out. How long does the process actually take?
For a home with 1 furnace, the process should be about 3 to 4 hours. So if someone tells you that they can do it in an hour or an hour and a half, or if someone is there for an hour or an hour and a half, the job wasn't done properly.
Okay.
We need to make sure that we put corner guards up so that we don't tear up your walls. We make sure that we cover all the vents. There's a process that needs to be done going in and coming out, and it takes about 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah. What kind of price tag am I looking at for that kind of job?
The industry standard for reputable NADCA certified companies would be somewhere in the area of $450 to $550 for a home with 1 furnace. If your home has more than 1 furnace, you will get a discount on the 2nd or 3rd furnace, but the range is somewhere between $450 and $550.
Yeah. Now, on the show, we obviously always talk about and stress the importance of thinking through the hiring decision. Make sure you're hiring a reputable professional to come into your home and complete whatever job it is you're having done, whether it be a plumbing task or roofing or whatever else. The air duct cleaning industry, I guess, is one in recent years that's kind of gotten a bad rap for some of the different scams and things that have happened. In your opinion, are there certain things that consumers should be looking out for if they're hiring someone to clean their air ducts?
Yes. So if you see an ad that says $39.95 or $49.95 or $59.95, and you call them, make sure that you keep my number, because you'll be calling me about 6 months later, if not sooner. We get a lot of business to correct those poor jobs. Look, I can't back one of my trucks out of the driveway in the morning for $49.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's too good to be true, it is. No one is going to do a proper air duct cleaning for $49. Their MO is the same. They're going to get to the house. They're going to go downstairs or wherever the furnace is, and they're going to come back and they're going to tell you that you have mold. This particular company is not certified with NADCA. They're not certified in mold remediation. Just do your homework. If you're an Angie's List member, make sure that you select one of the preferred vendors on Angie's List.
Yeah, and it's interesting because that tag, the $49, $59, whatever, for an air duct cleaning seems to be like the one thing that's attached to the air duct cleaning industry, because a lot of different service providers will offer some sort of a deal as advertising or something. If there's any kind of deal like that on an air duct cleaning company, you should absolutely steer clear. Or is there a cutoff where an amount that they're offering to do the job for, I guess?
Well, do your homework. I mean, if it's not an Angie's List company, I would steer clear. If it's an Angie's List company with a lot of good reviews and they're still offering that low rate, I'd ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Look, it's the same thing. The reason people advertise that amount of money is because it works.
Right.
It's the same reason that kids get burned when they put their hands on the stove. They know they shouldn't do it, but it's too enticing.
Yeah, that's a really great analogy. I hadn't heard that one. So you mentioned asking some questions, and you mentioned making sure they're certified. What would you say are the top questions you should ask somebody during the hiring process to make sure that they're going to be reputable and right for the job?
Well, what I would, the first question is ask them if they're NADCA certified. Okay. You can go on to the NADCA website, which is nadca.com, and you can find a vendor.
Okay.
or find a certified company. You just put in your zip code, and it will tell you whether the company's certified or not.
Yeah.
Okay? If they tell you that they're certified or not, that's probably a red flag.
Yeah.
Ask them what type of equipment do they use. Do they use shop vacs or do they use gas-powered equipment? Ask them if they're certified in mold. Ask them if they're employees of the company or if they're subcontractors.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that earlier in talking about mold. Is that a thing where maybe not every single air duct company is going to want to deal with mold or even be qualified to deal with a mold issue in your air ducts?
I would say that probably in this area, about a third to a quarter of the air duct cleaning companies are certified in mold remediation.
Okay.
And it's critically important because not only are we certified in mold remediation, we're certified in mold remediation within ventilation systems.
Okay.
If the proper technique is not used, they can take a bad problem and make it very bad.
Right. Yeah, you would imagine that it could really end up spreading the problem, which would not be a good thing. I wonder, as you every day are working with homeowners, are you finding that the homeowners out there are becoming more educated about some of this stuff and asking the right questions during the hiring process, or is there still an issue where the information just isn't out there for a lot of people when they're thinking about air duct cleaning?
I think, unfortunately, it's probably the latter. I think that there's, people will look up on the internet, but you can find anything you want on the internet. Okay,
Yeah.
People. We just finished a job for an Angie's List customer, and they called us because they use one of those $49 companies, and the company quoted them $49 to come out to the house, and they were there for 30 minutes, and they gave them a quote for $15,000.
Oof.
Okay, that's sort of a red flag.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know about you, but if
No kidding.
someone calls me up and the price is 300 times more than what I expected, I might start asking some questions.
Yeah.
Just be very careful. Look at the reviews. Call the owner. And another thing, if a company won't make a free call to your house, I'd probably shy away. We make free consultations if someone wants to come out, or if they want us to come out to the home and look at the system.
Right.
We do it, no questions asked, free of charge.
Yeah, that's a good thing to look for, and this is all no matter what profession you're looking to hire somebody in. Always do your homework. Make sure you've checked all the boxes, because you really don't want to end up in a situation like the homeowner you were just talking about. Before we hit the end of this segment, I want to transition for a moment and talk about dryer vent cleaning, because that's another job that you do, and a very important one. How often should my dryer vents actually be cleaned out?
Well, once again, depending upon the amount of laundry that a person does, I would do it yearly.
Okay.
It's low cost. The range is anywhere between $99 and $149, and I cannot tell you how many house fires are started. My next door neighbors had a house fire from their dryer vent. You do a lot of laundry, you're going to get a lot of debris. A lot of the builders just put cheap stuff going into the crawl space or the basement, and they get clogged. And really, for $99, it's a good preventive measure to prevent a house fire.
Yeah, that's not just a myth. That's a thing that you do hear about happening with people, the fires resulting from not having their dryer vents cleaned out. So it seems like it's really important to address that. What are the main ways that process differs from an air duct cleaning? It sounds like it's going to be a lot less intrusive and less time intensive.
Well, it's similar in the fact that we use negative air, or positive air, I should say, but we can do most of the dryer vents from the outside of the home. We have a special knob with a rotating head. We stick it in, and the air will actually come back at us, and we just pull it out, and we catch all of the lint. In some instances, we will need to go into the house and clean out some clogs between the dryer and the wall, but for the most part, we can do it from the outside.
Yeah, excellent. And another very, very important task that you do not want to take lightly. So if you haven't had your dryer vent checked recently, get it checked out, and consider hiring a professional to give it a cleaning. Right now, it's time for us to take another quick break here on Chat with the Experts, but we'll be back in a flash with 3 things you need to know when it comes to the ductwork in your home. We'll also take your listener questions and get you some advice from Dave Adams of Alpine Maintenance Group here in Indianapolis. He's joining us today here on Chat with the Experts, brought to you by Angie's List.
Do you love a good bargain? Angie'sList.com showcases popular deals from highly rated local companies so you can save time and money on the home and health services you need most. Remodeling your kitchen? Painting your house? Cleaning your carpet? We've got a deal for that. Angie's List members even have access to exclusive discounts, up to 80%. Don't waste another day or another dollar. Start shopping now at Angie'sList.com.